Well, good morning, folks. Welcome back to the channel. Today I've just been out riding and I thought, I know what I'll do. I'll do a vlog about why I love my GS 1250. So if that interests you, stay tuned. Okay then, this is my third GS. You've probably seen one or two of the videos. I've had lots of bikes, but this is the third GS I've had. I had two 1200s, a red one with the spoke wheels. I think it was about a 15 plate, 14 plate I think, and then I did about 12,000 miles on that, and then I swapped it for, I think it was a 17 plate. Again 1200, but a black one with the Turk T dash and the electronic suspension. The previous one had got the analog dash, liquid cooled analog dash, and the analog dash and what's the name with it, the suspension that was electric, but it was like just various settings. There was no automatic on it. Anyway, this is the third one. I did slide off another couple of an XR 1000 and an XR 900, but come back to the tried and trusted. What got me onto one was I had an R1200 RS previously, and I liked it, but I could never quite get into it. And I don't know what it was. Anyway, I took it in for service, and I let me a jet for the day, and that was the end of that. Once I'd rode one of these, I've been in denial for a while, thinking, I don't really want a GS, do I? Why should I have a GS? Everybody's got a GS. I want to be different. But then once I'd rode one, I could see why. So there it was. Two down, then this one appeared. I didn't buy it brand new, it was a demonstrator. I'd done 2,000 miles. No, but under 2,000 miles, sorry. But it's a 40th edition with 719 options on, quite a few bits. And that was it. It come from the factory. It had been a demonstrator, so it may have had a first 1,000 mile thrashing, I don't know. Anyway, traded in the 900 XR for this. So why do I love it? First of all, it's the Swiss Army knife of motorcycles, because it does absolutely everything. You can ride off-road, you can ride tours, you can ride all day in comfort, you can get around the lanes, give it a bit of stick, enjoy it. There's all sorts in the traffic in the town, everywhere. So all in all, that's why it is the Swiss knife of motorcycles, in my opinion, because it is just a jack of all trades. What else do I like it? Well, it's comfortable. This is anyway. I find it really comfortable. Some people do, I don't, but I do. And it is now. I run it in standard mode with no additional bits. I tried it with bar risers, but they never seemed to give me any benefit, so I carried on with what I got. Same with the screen. Same screen, factory screen. On one of the other bikes I did have a bigger one, which was okay, but this one I've just stayed as it is. I have got a fly screen I put on the top sometimes, but to be fair, that interferes with me vlogging, because it's a nightmare. It's a different tint, and it blanks out some of the pictures. And it doesn't make that much difference, to be honest, wind noise wise. So this is mega comfortable, and as I say, it's in the standard mode. Got the crash bars that fitted to it when I had it. Also, I like the presence. It's got they got a big road presence. When you blind anybody, they know you're behind them. Now, okay, I'm a bit of a light fan, and I've got 4 lights on the front of this, so I like to be seen. 2 Denali's and 2 eBay specials, and I run them through an X-Easy cam. but I do like to be visible. But I do find that the actual presence of the bike is quite, it is a big presence. People notice you're there, the cars notice you're there, as against having a little single light sports bike type thing. I'd say comfort wise, this one has got the electronic suspension. At the moment I'm running it in road mode, so the suspension's on road setting, which is soft, which is alright. I don't mind it. When I get into serious switches I put it onto the dynamic obviously and stiffen it up. This one's also got all the 7 modes. I think it's 7 modes, engine modes. I have mine at the minute. I've got rain, road, dynamic and dynamic pro. The dynamic pro is where you can dial off some of the ride rates, lunatic mode if you want to be that way. But I generally use it in just road or dynamic. And as I say, once you go into dynamic, the suspension stiffens up as well, because that goes into dynamic mode. I'm running the suspension as low because although I'm about 5'9", but I've got really short legs, 29-inch legs, so I get vertically challenged with my feet on the ground. I can almost flat foot this now, not quite, but as I say, that's just me. Seat's comfortable. This is a standard seat, it's not an electric seat. It's the only thing that this is missing, is the electric seat. It's got every other option available to it. I don't know why it didn't have the electric seat, but as I say, it wasn't my choice. The bike was factory built and I picked it up after it was built. If it had been my design, I'd have probably gone for the heated seats, although I don't know whether they make much difference. I use heated clothing, so I think it's 6 of one and half a dozen the other. But so it's very comfortable. It's also got capacity to carry the luggage and stuff like that. Now, as you see from a previous video I've done, I'm not a man who is into panniers, so I use a tank bag and a roll bag and a top box and a toolbox which I fitted. I did a video before with it, so you can get quite a bit of stuff on it if you want to go away. And obviously it just murders the miles on the motorway or whatever. Cruise control, quick shifter, let's say it's got all the electronic aids there is. It's just, to ride, it's just a dream. What else do I like on it then? I just like the look of this one. Every time I look at it, I think, it's nice. Now that's just me, because the 40th anniversary edition is a subjective view apparently. Some people like it, some people don't. Once I saw it, I thought that's for me. And when it's clean, and it does stay clean, just when I've got it, it looks lovely. Looks lovely. Let's say you can crunch the miles on it. You can do everything else. You know, the engine's got massive torque. It's in 4th gear now. Riding comfortable, 60 mile an hour. And the bends, really nice. It just pulls. It makes you idle, but not idle if you know what I mean, because it just makes riding simple. You don't have to be up and down the gearbox all the while. And if you need a little bit of a pump now and again, you just switch the throttle and away it goes. Speed of it's way more than you need. As I say, I a fast rider. Them days are gone. 50, 60, 78, that's me, you know, speed limit type merchant. But all in all, it's a great package. Tyre wise, I changed the tyres. Now I've got Michelin Pilot Road 60s on, because I believe that they're the best tyres there is. to suit this bike. They got really good in the wet, and the dual compound, and in the dry they're sticky. I've never had no issues with them. In fact, they're probably ain't far off being changing these now, because I've done 112,000 miles almost. What do the bits? Now I'm a tech person. Some people am, some people aren't. I'm a bit of a tech fan. So I love the TFT. I love the way it works. I love how it integrates with everything. I've managed to get mine to integrate. I know some people haven't and have a lot of problems, but I don't seem to have that issue. I've set it up, took some time to get it right, and it's all connected between my Cardell Pack Talk, the phone, the sat nav. I've got a nav 5. I've had it basically from having the RS. I know they have a lot of trouble with the nav 6s, but as I say, I've got a nav 5 and it's never let me down. I've got a whiz wheel and everything that's with it. It's fantastic. And so that's what makes it, you just want to ride the thing. Even if it's raining, drag it out and go and have a ride. You know, I've got a fair bit of protection off the rain and the wind because of the frontal area. Just makes you want to ride, this bike does. It's nice to keep it in the garage clean and polished, but it's for riding. And I find it's the one bike I've had that I really want to get out and ride on all the while. I say I've come a few miles on it. I say the TFT ride, because I'm a bit of a tech person. I like it because I can integrate everything with it. Obviously the what's name's in with it, the BMW Connect app, and that features on the dashboard, shows you the speed limits in the area you're in. I quite like that. Not always correct, obviously. It's like your sat nav, just gives you an idea if you happen to miss a sign anywhere. Mirrors are lovely. I did have mirror extensions on the other one. I've had them on this, to be honest, and took them off. I thought they were quite useful when I was doing all my IAM work, but since I've kind of like shut that down a bit, I don't bother now. I just got the normal mirrors on. Don't bother with the extensions. Just watch this bloke here. But it's a really comfortable, do anything workhorse. You can see why it's one of the most best-selling bikes in Europe, because it just does everything. Cruise control, so ET grips. This one's got 2-stage ET grips. Because it hasn't got the heated seat, it doesn't have the 5-way ET grips. It just has the 2-way, which is sufficient. They're alright. The second one, in fact, is too hot at times. You have to turn it off. One's quite good. I mean, it's pretty nippy today. It was only 4 degrees when I left this morning, and I've only had it on one bar, the ET grips. But all in all, it's a fantastic piece of kit. Now, I've got to decide the end of the year what so I think this is going to be a keeper. Now, everything's not good, is it? There's always something on it that you can query and have an issue. And there's a couple of niggles on this thing. First one is it's heavy. It's 223, 243 kilos. When you're dragging it around the garage or around the drive and stuff like that, there's a fair bit of weight to it, and I can feel it because, as I say, I ain't no spring chicken. I've recently had quite an important big birthday, so you know I'm hardly Charles Atlas for dragging it round. But as I say, that's the first one, the weight. But once it's rolling, there's no issue at all. I mean, it's flickable. You can do what you like with it when it's on the road. Second thing is, because it's the lower suspension, this one, I have an issue sometimes I get it on the centre stand. 9 times out of 10 I can get it on, but then occasionally I do struggle. Well, when I'm at home, I've got it on the drive or whatever. I put a block of wood under the back wheel, roll it onto a block of wood, small block of wood, and that really sorts it. It's easy then to chuck on the back, onto the centre stand. So what else have we got? Well, the only other one is it's the only bike I've ever had that can find dirt when there's no dirt. You get off it and you think, well, we've not seen any real bad roads today or anything, and it's filthy. So it sounds crazy, but you can ride for 4 hours and you can clean it for 1.5 if you do it properly. Now I did contract this a little bit because not long after I had this, I had it ceramic coated. I had it done by Coating Farm. I had a 5-year protection done at custom detailing at Retford and Nottingham. Top place, fully recommend them. They kept it for 3 days. They gave me an hire car to come home in, and then I went back up and they'd done it and it was perfect. And that makes a massive difference when you come to clean it. Basically, coming to clean this now, you can get the jet washer on it or hose pipe, and it knocks off a load of the stuff. And then, obviously, then it's pretty dirty. You've got to end up snow foaming it, wash it, and then bucket wash it, wash it off again, and then dry it. I use a dryer, blower, if I can. Not always, but 9 times out of 10 I try to use a blower, get it all out. But it is a major issue to clean one of these things. Everybody says who's got one, blowing me, that annoyed me. But there's good size and bad size, and to be fair, on this GS, 99% of them are good size. The 1% that isn't is obviously what I've just said, the washing, tough to lug in it, and trying to get on the centre stand. But the benefits that this gives me riding far outweigh that. So, that's what I run down. I'm short now because I spoke a lot. I'd just like to say, if you like what I do, you like the channel, give us a tick, give us a like, leave your comments, let me know. I'm hoping to get some bike reviews done this summer. I'm trying to do a deal at the moment with somebody to get some bikes for the summer. We'll do the ride outs again, and maybe a tour in the summer, depending. I ain't got one booked yet, but I am working on one. So don't forget, if you give us a like, subscribe, a tick, all helps the channel. I'm new to this game and I'm doing my best to try and bring stuff to you, but basically it's stuff that I love doing. Anyway, I've rabbled on enough now. So this is the Lone Wolf saying bye for now, but remember, be careful out there. This is the Lone Wolf saying bye for now.